Nvidia is going all out with an RTX 5090 Ti and 5090 Super. But before I get to that, AMD's 9800 X3D is selling out everywhere. Nvidia tries to pull a fast one, and great news for Ryzen 10,000. Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. First up for today, AMD's new 3D V-Cache monster, the Ryzen 9800 X3D, has officially been released. And let's just say people are loving it. Reviews have shown it to be the new gaming champ, and if you're looking at picking one up or if you already purchased one, you should definitely check out my video on the 4 things you need to do with your new build. Either way, it's so successful that it seems to have surprised AMD themselves, because the CPUs are sold out pretty much everywhere. It's nearly impossible to find in the US. You can see right here on Newegg, completely sold out, and it's the same in other countries as well. Right down here, we have a tweet from 3dcenter.org, who are from Germany, and according to them, almost all known retailers have run out of stock. Not only that, but it's apparently the same in Korea. There are reviews saying the 9800 X3D orders have been canceled or shipment day has been delayed. You can also see right down here multiple images from all over the world with massive lines at Micro Center, Aorus, so this is absolutely a huge success. Unfortunately, it's so much of a success that it's bringing along the scourge of the world, scalpers. As you can see here on eBay, prices are absolutely absurd. $700, $775. I looked just a few minutes ago, I saw prices as high as $1,000. It's absolutely ridiculous. What these scalpers do is they buy these bots that then crawl websites for stock and buy them all up. It is completely absurd. Now, I will say that they have been burned in the past because they bought up a bunch of stuff that, oops, it looks like there's actually way more stock than what they originally thought. But we actually don't have to wait for opportunities like that because we can stop them ourselves. This is a very big reminder that all you have to do to make all of this stop is to stop spending more than MSRP. Even if you can afford it, just have a little bit of self-control and wait until they're back in stock. And the best part is that if you do this just a few times, scalpers will go away because they're only going to allow themselves to be burned a few times before they're like, okay, it's not worth this, and then they stop doing it. Next up for today, Nvidia gives us a pretty strong reminder why you should not stream games. But first, all you need is a few minutes a day to learn an entire subject thanks to today's sponsor, Brilliant, the online learning platform that's got to be my favorite way to learn about computer science. See, they teach you using short, bite-sized lessons that build on one another until you learn some really awesome stuff. What's even better is that they teach you by having you do it yourself with their interactive puzzles. So it's engaging and easily digestible. I mean, if I can easily do it with my ADHD, anyone can. Plus they have some of the coolest courses, like their new course on large language models that guides you through AI concepts like tokenization and calculating word probabilities. Want to learn how to program? They can do that too. And with their awesome mobile app, you can learn anywhere. And if that's not enough, when you visit brilliant.org/gamermeld, you can try out Brilliant for 30 days free. And when you use my link, my viewers will get 20% off the annual premium. Once again, that's brilliant.org/gamermeld or use the QR code here. Now back to the story. Nvidia recently made an announcement for their GeForce Now game streaming service. In it, they get rid of the priority membership, or at least they replace it with what they're calling performance. This one allows gamers to now stream at up to 1440p instead of 1080p. There's a few kind of add-ons here, but within this announcement, I would say, I mean, they didn't hide it. I'm not going to go as far as to say they lied or anything like that, but given the title is Time for a Glow Up, obviously they're intending this to sound really good, and then the next title is Loyal Member Benefit. Don't pass this up. It's making it sound all great, but within all of this, they randomly say one thing. At the start of next year, GeForce Now will roll out a 100-hour monthly playtime allowance to continue providing exceptional quality and speed, as well as shorter queue times. This is for performance and even their ultimate members. this ample limit comfortably accommodates 94% of members. And yes, that is likely true. Some people in the comments that are critical of this are getting comments that are saying, oh, come on, if 100 hours monthly isn't enough for you, you have a problem. And I definitely do understand that sentiment, but at least to me, this is yet another reminder why you do not want to stream games. At any moment, they can up the price. At any moment, they can really do just about anything. And of course, some people will argue that yes, it is cheaper. There are obvious benefits to it. But the main problem I see is if this completely replaces traditional gaming and they completely take over, then they can price it however they want, and gamers don't really have a choice. And obviously, that's what they're hoping for. But that's a major problem, especially when we're talking older games or just games that aren't on that service. Then you have to sign up for 15 different services to get all the games you want. You know how it is with streaming on TV, but when we're talking games, these are obviously more expensive. You're going to have kind of different issues with that. So yeah, I really think this is a good reminder, though of course, I'm probably a little bit biased given the fact that I am in the PC hardware industry, but at the same time, like I said, this obviously is annoying and very understandable that a lot of people are annoyed by it. And next up, while I know AMD's Ryzen 9000 series was just recently released, I mean, they just now introduced the X3D series, and it's only one of the multiple chips that are likely coming, but we actually have news on AMD's next generation Zen 6 chips, likely Ryzen 10000. As you can see right down here, this one comes from well-known leaker Kepler on Twitter, where someone asked, they said Zen 6 is expected for 2026, right? To where Kepler replied late 2026, early 2027. Then someone asked the same socket, and he said, yep, meaning AMD's next generation Zen 6 based CPUs, if this is right, is in fact coming on the AM5 socket, which means, once again, it is definitely looking like AMD is in fact going to be supporting this socket for potentially as long, maybe even longer, as their AM4 socket. Not only that, but don't forget that when it comes to Ryzen 10000, leaks have shown that AMD is potentially set to up how many cores are going to be on each CCD. Don't forget that Ryzen is made up of a MCM type design where there's multiple CCDs combined into one. And then when you go up, we're talking 2 CCDs with Ryzen. Then when you go up to Threadripper, you get more of those and things like that. But what we've been hearing is that, and of course, this is very obvious to say, this could easily just be what AMD is hoping for, what they're working towards. But of course, they are likely very far into the design of this. They work these years in advance. Either way, as you can see, so right now, current CCDs for Zen 5 come with either 8 cores per CCD or 16 if you're talking Zen 5C. Well, this time, they're apparently planning to go as high as 32 cores per CCD. And what that means, while yes, that is almost certainly Zen 6C, they are still doing 8 and then 16. And what I'm hoping for is that Zen 6 actually comes with 16 per CCD, which means we could finally see a core count increase with Ryzen, potentially as high as 32. Or they could actually take a 32 core Zen 6C and then maybe combine it with an 8 core Zen 6. Either way, that means AMD's next gen will finally get more cores. And lastly for today, it looks like Nvidia's RTX 5000 series is set to get a slew of new GPUs. As you can see right here, we have a new filing with the EEC, and it's done by this company right here, which is the owner of the Ninja brand in China. So obviously, if anyone would know other than Nvidia, it would be brands like this. And as you can see, they listed a ton of new GPUs, including tons of TI and Super cards. And they also have an RTX 5090 Ti as well as an RTX 5090 Super. Now, with that said, they also list, you can see RTX 6090, RTX 6060, so They also list their RTX 6000 cards, so this part at least is likely just to prepare for the release with trademarks to it, but given the timing, I definitely say Nvidia is getting close to a release, and we could actually see a GPU more powerful than the RTX 5090. So while that does it for today, are you pumped for Nvidia's next-gen GPUs? Let me know which one you're most excited for down in the comments below. And don't forget to try out Brilliant for free at brilliant.org/gamermelt. And as always, have a great day.